Welcome, what's good, Liddy gang, and welcome back. As you guys could tell, today's video is going to be a sip and talk, and we're going to be discussing different places that I've traveled to, and I guess I could list my pros and cons about everything, but this is going to be a real life review, okay? Real life review. So I'm gonna give you guys a real tea, if I would recommend it. If you guys don't know, I have been on a cleanse. I'm actually trying to reach a 60-day cleanse. If you guys watched my last video, the sip and talk, like getting to know me, that's kind of around the time where I started it. I finished 7 days. This is my 8th day cleanse. So I will not be drinking for the sip and talk. As you guys know, I love me some wine. But you know, your girl is trying to stay dedicated, okay? Trying to enter the new year with a disciplined, positive mind, without the influence of alcohol. But this is a goal, of course, that I wanted to do for myself, and I want to stick to it. So today for our sip and talk, I will be drinking water. Hey. I've been getting a lot of compliments on like the glow of my skin and things like that. Although my skin already been glowing, you know, drinking water, of course, has been helping. All I got in the fridge is water and cranberry juice and apple juice. I try not to drink anything other than that. Cause you know, I'm trying to work also on, you know, the figure or whatever. But definitely when I get out of this 60-day cleanse, I just want to feel like rejuvenated. I want to feel like a new person. You know what I'm saying? So today we're going to be drinking water, and I'm not going to do the thing that I did last video where I poured it into the wine glass and stuff like that. We just gonna drink it from the bottle today, okay? And like I said, I'm gonna give you guys like the real tea, like what I recommended or what I not, okay? So I'm definitely gonna go through like the timeline of like the places that I've been, for sure, just so I could like have it in my memory. It's funny because in like my resolution book, I always put, because I've always wanted to travel. It's always been in my list, but you know, when you're working like a 9-to-5 job and you're like going to school, or like even having like the fear of like, or the anxiety of like traveling, it tends to like bring you back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't have time for it, but you're aspiring to do it in a sense. So I've always had like in my book of goals that I wanted to travel, but I always had to try to find like the perfect time to do it. You feel me? So always put that in your list to always travel it, despite the fact that you have a 9-to-5 job. Always make time, y'all. Always make time. And my biggest tip is to probably plan ahead. The more ahead that you plan it, the better it'll be for you, you know, as far as like the financial setup and things like that. And then also planning it ahead of time, it makes it a for sure. It'll make it like a for sure that you're gonna go. But the first place that I traveled to would be Atlanta. And if you guys didn't watch my like story time, my first story time, go ahead and watch that, because that was actually the first reason why I went to Atlanta. And it kind of broke the fear of like the traveling cherry. And it wasn't like my ideal travel, but I always said to myself like years back, hey, I always wanted to go to Atlanta. Is it my ideal spot now? Probably not. I feel like Atlanta is probably a place to like turn up, you know what I'm saying, for like a weekend, and then you take your ass home. But other than that, is it an ideal place for partying? I feel like, you know, maybe if you got like I know that there's a lot of content creators that live out there and stuff like that. Is it an ideal spot to go to for anything else? Probably not. So that was definitely my first place that I went. As far as like restaurants and things, I don't think that I've ever traveled there for a specific restaurant. I do know that Bugaloo was a spot that that I tried that was probably really good. It was like a brunch spot, and it was more like a party environment. And it was the bar is super cute because it has like swings at the bar and things like that. So I've been to Atlanta a couple of times, only to party though, only to party. And Lex, when I travel with Lex, sometimes she just goes to like be a part of like a basketball tournament or like a basketball game or whatever the case may be. So I go to, you know, of course, support. I've had a bad experience with Atlanta coming back from Atlanta because we lost our luggage and we didn't get it back. Frontier fucking sucks. So if you guys want a story time on that, I could give you guys a story time on that because that was fucking horrible. The last time that we went to Atlanta, me and my girlfriend, we actually went there because she was participating in a basketball game. And then that was actually very fun. We linked up with one of her friends that plays in the WNBA, and it was like a very organized night. I feel like it was very spontaneous. That was actually the same day that I went to Bugaloo, and we went to the game, and after that we partied, and it was super fun. Everywhere that we went, it was super organized. It wasn't like a headache to get in or anything like that. Had like the best barbecue. It's probably because I was faded, but that barbecue was good. Okay, that barbecue was so good. It was so lit. Had so much fun. And I think the after hour spot that we went to was actually the spot that King Von got shot at and died. And I didn't even realize it until Lex was telling me, and I was like, damn, I didn't even realize it. So RIP, RIP. Atlanta is definitely a spot. If you know people, you know for sure, but it's the spot to party. Okay, so if you're going there for like romance, it's probably not the spot for romance. It's the spot for partying. And I would also say like entry to get into these spots are not cheap either. You're not gonna get into like a club spot for no $10. Okay, so moving on, the next place that I traveled to was the Bahamas for sure. And I traveled to the Bahamas on a cruise with one of my good friends, Michaela. I don't know how we planned it, you know what I'm saying? But I did always say, hey, I really wanted to do it. And I think it was really because she definitely wanted to tag along, because I was like, hey, I've been looking at a cruise. You know, the people that I wanted to go with are not available to do it. And she was just like, I think she was just like, Leeds, I'll do it. Like, let's go. And we planned for it. And that's why planning ahead is good, because we planned for it. And you know how cruises work. You could kind of like break things up and stuff. So we kind of did that. And my first experience on a cruise, I feel like if you're not used to a cruise, maybe you should take like a day before you get on the cruise, because I will say the first day me and her like slept, and we slept unintentionally, because like when you're on a boat, it's like a different kind of sleep, if you know what I'm saying. I felt like I was getting rocked to sleep. And you know, after working for so long and then having to travel to, you know, the port, you're gonna get tired and exhausted. So I remember we did drive on our off day. We did drive to the port, like near the port, and then the next day we drove to the port. So I would say get some rest, get some sleep, take shots, maybe drink Red Bull, whatever to keep you up. Just don't go to sleep, because once you out, you out. Okay, but that was a really good experience, despite the fact that we missed the first day. We didn't get to experience like the comedy shows or anything else, like the extracurricular activities that were happening, but we did go on an excursion when we got to the Bahamas, and it was not as many people, but it was fun. You know, the Bahamians, they definitely wanted to make our experience such a great experience, and I have a picture that I could post. And it was super fun. And then we also found like a lovely lady that, you know, had a little bit of that, and you know, like it felt good. Like the Bahamas, the weather was nice, the water was warm, it was clear. So after a couple of drinks and, you know, a couple of puffs, all you want to do is lay on the beach. The water felt amazing. Like I said, the Bahamians, they were super nice. They like put us on, you know, they put us on like this wood lodge thing that was like in the beach, and they were like, they kind of like was, you know, like they were kind of pushing us on it, and it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was relaxing. Do I wish that I did more? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you are trying to do a cruise, I'd probably do a cruise for like a week, to be quite honest with you, just so I could experience everything, because the first day definitely went down the drain. So if y'all trying to decide to do a cruise, stay the fuck out. Okay. Because if you out, you out. And I would also say go with a group of people if you're going on a cruise. But all in all, going to the Bahamas was definitely a great experience, and I would definitely love to go back with my significant other. So that was cool. Another place that I went to, I did fly to Texas, and I flew to Texas because I was talking to a guy at the time, and I didn't really get to experience it, but that was actually like the first time I ever got like on a plane, and I was super, super anxious and super, super scared. Like even before boarding, I guess people like noticed how like nervous I was, and they were like, girl, just get a couple of drinks, you gonna be all right. But I didn't do that. But I did get on the trip, and I guess since I didn't really get to see Texas like that, I really just went more so, you know, for romantically in a sense. I wish that he would have showed me more around, but I wasn't there for that long either. But just, you know, before landing and seeing how big Texas was and the lights, because we were landing, you know, after dark, it was beautiful. And I was like, wow, like this is probably not as bad as I expected it or thought it would be, but it was definitely beautiful seeing that in the sky for sure. But did I experience it all the way? No. Would I love to? Absolutely. Another spot that I went to was Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico 2 times, both on group trips. It's funny because one of the group trips was a trip that me and Lex went on together, and this is when we were platonic. And it was super fun. It was kind of awkward in the beginning. I feel like we were just trying to adjust. And the ex-friend that actually put the group trip together, it was a lot of, you know, his people, you know what I'm saying? I kind of was like the friend of a friend, you feel me? So it kind of was awkward in the beginning, but I feel like we kind of did a lot in like the party scene. If you guys go to like the specific tourist party area, that was super fun as well. The second time we went, I actually went with my group of friends, like my family, and it was super fun as well. I think at the end of the trip, I got like super sick. I started getting like very, very bad heartburn, and then I had like an issue with like my flight. They canceled my flight, so everybody is going home, and then I remember that my flight was canceled like last minute. So I was kind of down in the dumps with that, and then like when I got back home, I was like sick for a couple of days, and I had to go to the hospital because I had a lot of heartburn. So painful. But it was, I feel like a really good experience. But I would say going to Puerto Rico again, probably not. I would say I would only say that because I feel like, to be honest, I feel like Puerto Ricans are just very racist. They're very stereotypical, and you know, we did get called We did get called nigger when we went there. Everybody's just very greedy. They know that you're a tourist, and I feel like that's kind of everywhere in a sense. But did I like the way that they were kind of moving? Absolutely not, especially because they were kind of like hit by a hurricane, I think, and then and honestly, a day or a couple of days before we were headed to Puerto Rico, they were hit with like 3 or 4 earthquakes, like to the point where I was like, yo, I'm not doing this, like let's cancel it or whatever. But by the grace of God, we were protected. But it was just like, I guess the way that they, like, when you actually look at how they treat you, and it's like, we're the reason why you're making money, in a sense. Like, we're the reason why this is a tourist area. You guys, you know, don't give exceptional customer service. You guys aren't treating us with care for real, but we're still giving you guys our money, in a sense. So it's like, you know, and there was, of course, certain places that you can't go. Would I go back to Puerto Rico? Probably not. And if I were to go to Puerto Rico, I'd probably stay like in a probably very like a 5-star hotel, like all inclusive, nice hotel, to be honest, because the Airbnbs there are not it. Actually, the last time we went to Puerto Rico, the Airbnb actually tried to charge us for like things that we didn't even damage. She was like she was cool during the stay, but then after, she was very rude. But you also want to be careful where you book your Airbnbs, of course. So as far as going back to Puerto Rico, probably not. I feel like there's a lot of different places that are just as like more beautiful, you know? So yeah, probably not. But it was a fun experience both times, for the most part. So I did travel to New York as well. I traveled to New York because of a friend's music video, and I went with my best friend Sam, and that was actually the first trip that me and Sam were able to go to together, because every single time I want to go somewhere, her schedule, you know, and things like that. But that was fun for the most part. We stayed in a mansion like the first couple of days, which was cool. So that experience was nice. It was just super, super cold, like a cold that we never experienced before. And we went to Times Square, which was cool. It was a very short trip, very, very cold, very unprepared, but it was definitely a great experience because I did get to go with my best friend. Love ya. And would I go back? Absolutely, I would go back to New York. I just felt like it was a very short trip. I would definitely go back. Another place that I've been, I think one of the biggest places that I traveled to has been out of the country. So I've been to Turkey, and I've stayed there a couple of months, and I've also traveled to Istanbul, which is one of like the biggest tourist cities in Turkey, which was a great experience. Honestly, I feel like every single time I go there, I have a great time. Everything is so cheap there. Now, as far as Turkey in itself, I've traveled to Hatay as well as Ankara, because of my girlfriend, of course. It's so funny because before I got my braces, that was a place that I was gonna go to get like my teeth fixed, like to get like veneers and stuff like that, before I decided to just stick to braces. But I was actually able to take that leap of faith and get over the fear of flying. And I've flown like repeatedly after that. So we've also been to Antalya as well, which is like the place for beaches in Turkey, which was super nice. We stayed at like a very nice all-inclusive hotel. It was big. It was unlimited drinks, unlimited food. It was a really good experience. Now, I just wish that it was a little warmer. Okay, that's the only thing that I was fixed about it, is the warmth. But everything else, the customer service, the food, the drinks, everything was A1. I think the biggest place that I would probably say is a huge culture shock, of course, would be Turkey in itself. the places that I've been to, you know what I'm saying, I got to experience that with Lex. But it's very, 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 very different. Now, would I say it's all bad? Absolutely not. You don't, I feel like with every experience, whether it's a bad experience, always comes with a good. So I would say, do the pros overweigh the cons? Probably not. I'm gonna be quite frank with you. A lot of the things that we are so used to and spoiled, like that spoil us here in the US, you're not gonna find over there. Now the pro is everything is a lot cheaper over there, so everything is dirt cheap. The con is the dirt part. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is just not up to par. It's not up, to our standards. A lot of a lot of the appliances that we have here, they do not have. A lot of the products that we utilize, they do not have. If you go to a store, a lot of the stuff that we're so used to buying, having like a super center, everything is very limited. Like the apartments don't have like ventilation that we have. You better be happy if it has like AC, you know what I'm saying? And with the lack of ventilation, your food and your flowers spoil very quickly, because the artificial shit that we put in our food here, they don't do that. They don't spray their meat, or they don't spray their vegetables to last longer, and etc. You know what I'm saying? The food there is not as bad. I feel like if you find a really good spot, the food there is not bad. And like I said, you're gonna be having a good meal for cheap, so that's a good thing about it. I think Hatay is probably like the poorest of Turkey that I've seen. Ankara is definitely a little bit more of an upgrade. We used to like walk everywhere. The taxis are kind of cheap, you know what I'm saying? So taxis are very big over there. They love to smoke a lot, okay? They love to smoke a lot. They love tea. So going to a restaurant establishment, most likely, they're probably going to be smoking in there. They do accept that. They do let you smoke inside, or, they always offering you tea after your meal or before your meal. But the restaurants in Ankara, I would say were pretty good restaurants. I'm not going to lie. The food is good. Now, as far as like dressings and stuff, if you're used to like a Caesar salad, you might come across a lot of differences when it comes to that. And that's kind of what I used to crave a lot of the time, was like salad, like healthy things. But it kind of makes it hard. It makes it hard for you to want to stay healthy, because a lot of the healthy things just don't taste the same. You know what I mean? And I'm just very picky anyways. So, Ankara was a beautiful city though. They had a lot of malls. That's as much as you're probably going to get out of it. They don't have like extracurricular activities like we do here, like water parks. Don't have universal experiences, or like water parks, or they do have bowling alleys, but they don't have like roller rinks or anything like that, like karaoke nights or anything like that. It's very hard to find. All those things you would probably find in Istanbul, which is, like I said, the biggest city for tourists, and that's where you guys could go on tours. You could party till like 9 a.m. You could shop, of course. That's where all the stores are. Now, I think a big con for sure is when you go there, just expect to kind of be stalked whenever you get like going to a store, or like if you're going to the nightclub. Just be ready, because they already got their eye on you as soon as you walk in. Hey, this person got money, and they're gonna it's like vultures, okay? It's like vultures. I would say a pro definitely would be, well, a pro and a con is, I guess the attention. Like when you're here, of course, it's not the same attention. Like people gonna know you here. People gonna, say hi to you, things like that. But they kind of do it in a different way. Hey, you're American, or like they'll kind of like follow you and be like, oh, you're so beautiful. Can we take pictures? Or like, stalk you for your Instagram and things like that. Now I've had a lot of encounters where men are just very blunt and they want to take you to coffee, or they, you know, they say inappropriate things to you because maybe they think that's what you're in that country for. I don't know, but I've never really let that kind of get to me. A lot of the times when I was in Turkey, I kind of moved around by myself. If I wasn't with Lex, I kind of moved by myself. I went shopping by myself. I went out to eat by myself. So there's a lot of things that I was able to do by myself. You know what I'm saying? I got to navigate. I kind of got used to a lot of things, and I did a lot of the things. If Lex was on the road or about to start a game, I did it by myself. So I think that's a huge pro in it, because I was able to like navigate through a country, you know, with, you know, with a huge language barrier. Definitely was able to do that, got to experience the culture, experience the life, and you kind of understand like what to expect next time, you know. Now I will say Turkish people aren't really the nicest people, you know. They are gonna stare, you know, they will treat you if they feel like they're uncomfortable around you. They're gonna be blunt about it. They're kind of rude in a sense. I feel like you're gonna meet like a handful of people that are gonna be nice, that is gonna like be infatuated and adored by you. But there's gonna be some people that will like bluntly say like, you know, and stare and make it like a big thing, like you're an alien or something. So Black people in Turkey it's not a popular thing. It's very rare. So when they see you, they will stare. Okay, they will stare. Would I recommend going to Turkey? Yeah. I would just recommend going to like Istanbul, like the tourist cities. Everywhere else, I probably wouldn't recommend. I know that a lot of people go to Turkey to get like teeth done, any like cosmetic surgery, like the hairline thing for men, their nose done and stuff like that. So you do see a lot of people that get that done, and a lot of people do it because it is very cheap in Turkey. Like I said, that is a huge pro there, is things are cheap. But I wouldn't recommend going anywhere else but Istanbul. If you're trying to party, it's a really good place to party. It's a very good place to go shopping. It's a very good place to get other things done, your teeth, you know, if you know your hairline gone, maybe a good place for like cheap cosmetic surgery. There's your place. And I think the people are a little bit more familiar with, of course, seeing Americans and Black people. There's a lot of Africans that live in Turkey too. Like, if you are going to see like our skin color, it's most likely gonna be African. Me and Lex actually met like a couple African guys that we're still close knitted with them, you know what I'm saying, and they take care of us every single time we go to Istanbul. So super cool. They're super cool. So shout out to y'all. I went to Mexico. I went there for like 2 weeks, maybe a week, 2 weeks. I'm not familiar. I don't remember. 3 weeks? I think about 3 weeks. Mexicans could party, okay? Now it wasn't like my ideal vacation or like my ideal trip, but Mexico, these people could party, okay? And it's like we didn't even really have to do much. It was just lit, okay? Tequila, okay, excuse my French, marijuana, okay? It was lit, okay? And they know how to take care of you. Hey, you need anything? You need drinks? What do you need? You know what I'm saying? Found like a really nice barbecue spot that I couldn't stand but go to every single time. Like going to Lex's games, they were super nice. Always was complimenting me, making sure I was taken care of. Like, I think that's like probably the best place that I've been to as far as like customer service and people actually like taking care of you. That is like that was the spot, okay? It was lit, all right. At their games, they had beer, they had drinks, you know. And of course, you know, I was there with Lex, so of course I received a certain kind of respect. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying, people was still trying to take pictures with me. People was complimenting me, saying I was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? They was taking care of us out there, like, for sure. Very nice people. Mexicans, I love y'all. Okay, I love y'all. You guys definitely made like that experience that was supposed to be only work definitely a fun experience, and I would go back. I would definitely go back. The cartel. I'm in Mexico. Of course, God is always following us and watching everywhere that we go. He's gonna protect us regardless. Besides, like, police like driving around in like pickup trucks with like AKs and vests and stuff, driving around the neighborhood. Other than that, everything was good. Okay, it was lit. It was lit, and it's like everybody knew how to take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was very close knitted. Everybody knew how to take care of everybody. Every second, hey, you guys need anything? Y'all want another shot? Y'all want drinks? Y'all want something to smoke? It was lit. Okay, it was fucking lit. It was lit. So that's probably one of like my best experience. I like favorites. Okay, definitely my favorites. They treated me like, it was just like it's like, I don't know, it's like it was their job to treat me good. Everything was just perfect. I felt like everything was perfect. Sad that we didn't get to experience like the party. Well, never mind. We didn't experience the party. We didn't experience the party. Okay. I guess it was more so like the touristy, like we didn't get to like venture out and like tour and do this, that, and the third, but it was definitely the party life. Okay, we got taken care of. Okay, we got taken care of. We ain't have to spend nothing. It was good vibes. So Mexico, definitely. Of course, be safe, but Mexicans are lit. Okay. California, travel to California. Had a lit time in California. Is this my like second time traveling to Cali? Every time I've traveled, it's been lit. It's been lit. Like I feel like we kind of dib and dabble with traveling and seeing monumental places and also partying. So we kind of tailored into like everything. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just like romance, it wasn't just like touristy, it wasn't just party life, it was like everything in one. You see what I'm saying? So it was super fun. Now Cali, what's in y'all liquor? Okay, I don't know what y'all be putting in y'all liquor, but every single time a girl get lit, a little lit, and I know I could drink, I was getting sick. So I'm gonna have to ask. Okay, there was even like a point in time we went to like a brunch, but come to find out they put tequila in the bottomless mimosa, and y'all know with mimosas that shit already gets you lit. You know what I'm saying? So they put tequila, champagne, and orange juice in my bottomless mimosa, and I'm not tripping, but damn, tell a bitch. So I know how to chug it down, because me and Ray was kind of chugging it down. We were like we was like, okay, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and honestly a bitch was on her motherfucking neck, because I don't even remember the travel from where we were to the gay club that we ended up at. Like how we ended up at a gay club. It was like a gay club. Okay. And I've been to like a gay, like I wouldn't say a gay club, Parliament here in Orlando. Like one time it's like a drag queen spot. But I ain't never been to a gay club before. But that shit was lit. I was dancing, meeting new people. But half the time a bitch wasn't here. And it's like, where the fuck was I? But that was lit. And Lex got lit as fuck that night. I had to hurry up and sober up, which I didn't. But I'm a kind of person, like, I'm like the drunk caretaker. Like, even though I'm like fucked up, I know that I have to get myself together to get other people together. I had to take care of my baby that night. That's why I'm saying, what y'all be putting in y'all drinks? Because every single time, like the first night that we went out, and I think it was like a Taco Tuesday. So Trey, which is Lex's cousin, he took us to like this taco spot, all you could eat taco spot. And even the drinks there had me lit. And I don't know if it's the drink that this shorty gave me, because she approached the table, she was like, complimented me and she gave me a drink. So I don't know if she spiked my drink or whatever the case may be, but a bitch was so lit. I was taking pictures. I didn't even know that I was taking these pictures. Like, and then I was like throwing my guts out by the end of the night. And it was like, whoa. But it was fun. It was fun. Every single time I go to Cali, it's lit. Definitely a very chill vibe. It's the weather's really nice. Bring a jacket, you feel me? The beach was nice. Like we kind of got to do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? So would I recommend it? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Definitely. Now, would I say know somebody? Yeah, for sure. Know somebody that knows like the spots, because it's kind of hard to find like turn up spots or like clubs and stuff, or to know like what kind of events are happening. So definitely have somebody that you know, or like kind of plan it ahead of where you might end up at by the end of the night or go. So that's the only thing I would say. Plan it ahead and figure out where the popping spots are, because that was kind of a big hassle for us, and even the people that live in Cali didn't really know. But it was lit. We even got to like go to like a celebrity basketball thing, like that was like incognito, that you needed like a password to get in and stuff like that. And they had like unlimited drinks, an open bar, you know what I'm saying, food and things like that. London on the Track was there. It was super lit. So that was actually a really good experience, a very good trip actually. We stayed there for about a week, but I could probably do longer, probably even do longer. So that was super fun, y'all. That was super fun. So I think that's all the places that I traveled to, y'all. That's kind of a lot, okay? Yo, girl kind of got some checks. A girl kind of got some checks, you feel me? But as far as traveling to states, I want to travel. I really want to travel to different countries. I want to go to Greece. Like me and Lex have been planning to go to Greece, but every single time we plan it, it doesn't really happen the way that we want it to. But I want to go to Greece. I want to go to Cabo. I want to go back to Mexico and experience like the romance spot, but also Cancun. I want to party at Cancun. Okay. A girl want to be lit? Okay, when I get off the cleanse. Okay, I'm just reminiscing too much. But I want to travel the world, y'all. I want to travel the world. And yeah, there are some places that I stated to y'all that I would love to go back. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I really like, I've always had the love for traveling. And I feel like once you find that person that you could just travel with, it's like everything. It's fucking everything, y'all. When you find that person that's like on the same time as you, that, hey, let's go, you know what I'm saying? And it's even more spontaneous when you don't plan it, but that they just be like, yo, let's just go here. That shit is like, it's like a calling from heaven, like, ah. Because these are all the things that I kind of wanted to do, but it's like I would always have to figure out like the right people or like the right timing and things like that. And so I kind of like took that leap of faith and I just did it, even though I was kind of hesitant. But traveling is something I feel like everybody needs to do, and stop waiting. Stop saying no, maybe next year or maybe next time. You know, stop pushing getting your passport back. You know what I'm saying? Because the same money that you would spend for them shoes, or like going out in the club, getting a section, you know, doing things that you know what I'm saying, that's really not going to invest into your life. You know what I'm saying? Long term, because experiences are very much long term. Good memories are long term. If you're not putting money into that, you need to get your priorities correctly and get that fucking passport, y'all, because there is so much more than where we're at right now. You got to like remove yourself, stop being complacent, and just live life and stop making excuses. Hey, right now is not the right time. Because when is it ever going to be the right time? We're living in these days right now, y'all. And believe it or not, these days are coming to an end quicker than we expect. And it's like, I never want to sit here and be like, damn, I should have did that. No, you don't want to say that. You don't want to be like, I can't do it. These are the list of the reasons why I can't do it. But you can do it. And when I tell you traveling is so fun, you know what I'm saying? I would say travel with the right people, but traveling is so fun, even if it's with just one person. And a lot of people travel alone. Maybe that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cap. A girl is pretty. And I don't wanna be like, you know, sticking out like a sore thumb. But, you know, because I don't got time for that. Bitch trying to get home. But I would say, even if it's just one person, you know, when you go on these trips, most likely you're gonna meet people. You're gonna meet fucking people that you're gonna like remain close with. Like I told you, we met people in Istanbul. You know what I'm saying? We met a couple girls from Germany. You know what I'm saying? We met the African boys that stay in Istanbul every single time, hitting me up, when are you coming? Because they know Lex is out here. They go to Lex's games. They support her. When we were out there, they took care of us, drove us places, brought us to their house. We were taken care of. What do y'all want to eat? What do y'all want to drink? Needless to say, they had like a lot of liquor. Going to the club, getting sections. They was lit. And these are people that you could keep, the relationship could be very much longevity. Every single time we go out there, you're going to take care of us. You know, he linked up, you know, Lex needed like a hairstylist, you know, like somebody to braid her hair when she out there, because I normally braid her hair. But he put her on. Most likely you're gonna meet people. So even if you go with one person, most likely you're gonna meet people, you know. And to travel, you're in a more of a relaxed mode. You're more in a more outgoing mode, hopefully. Because if you traveling and you got a bitchy attitude and your vibe not right, get right before you travel. Because travel is supposed to be fun. Travel is supposed to be, this is an experience, okay? Traveling, it's like, this is day one of traveling and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully the whole trip goes down like that. But traveling is much needed. So do it. Have fun. Do it. Have fun. Because even though there's been like experiences for me that have not been good during like a travel, that's never going to, I feel like that's never going to overtake the fun that I've had during traveling. I feel like every spot kind of had like had the greatnesses about it. You know what I mean? Except for, you know, maybe the little spots in Turkey or whatever. But definitely Istanbul, partying till 9 a.m. I told Lex one time, I said, Lex, baby, we out here. It was her birthday. I said, we out here. Let's party till 6 fucking a.m. And guess what we did? We partied till 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning.